In this video, we're going to look at the vertical align property and how we can use that to line text up with objects, especially images. That's the example we're going to use in this one. Images, so that we can align our text to a certain part of our image. So the first thing I'm going to do is insert an image into this project. And if I go look at my folders for this project, I'm in this folder called web template. I made a copy of my web template. I have my index file, which is already open over here. It's got my basic structure for a web page that I need to. I always keep a copy of it so I can make up a quick web page. There's also an images folder in it, and I put a copy of Duke in there. We've used Duke before. I put a copy of Duke in the images folder, and in my CSS folder, I have a style sheet called mystyle.css, and you can see right here my template has a link. The CSS, so it says look in the CSS folder and use my style for the CSS. Okay, so that's our starting point. You should have a web template also, so that you can do the same thing when you need to make a sample web page. All right, so let's start by adding an image to this blank web page. So I am going to do an image tag. Source is going to be equal to, I gotta look in the images folder, and I need to get duke.png. I need to specify the width, and I already know what this is for this one. I right clicked on properties and went and looked at the width and the height for the image of Duke. Its width is 83. Its height is 150. I'll put some alt text. It says Duke. And I'll close my tag. See if this works. I'll save it. Go over here and refresh my page. There's Duke on the screen of my web page. And then right after my image, I'm going to put the word Duke. Save it, refresh it, and we can see that Duke shows up here, and Duke is aligned with the bottom of the image. So we want to change that alignment. Maybe we don't like it at the bottom of the image. It's nice to be able to put it where we want it. And we have the option of going to the middle or the top of the image or bottom. So nothing is specified right now. So let's make, in our CSS sheet, we'll use image for the selector, and we will say vertical dash align. And we will say, let's align it to the middle to begin with. And don't forget our semicolon at the end. We'll save it, refresh, and now you can see that the word Duke is aligned with the middle of the image. Our other choices are top, which aligns the text at the top, and bottom was the default. If we don't specify anything, I think all the browsers use bottom. Gotta save it. Refresh it. The bottom was the default. Before we had anything defined, it automatically used bottom. Now I want to be aware that this is not the same as wrapping. We're going to learn how to wrap in some later videos. So sometimes people confuse this with wrapping. This doesn't necessarily wrap. So if this was a whole paragraph of text here, let me I'm just going to make some nonsense in here. to get a bunch of text. Now I'll save that and refresh it. Notice this isn't causing, it aligns the first line after the image, okay, but it does not cause all this text to go to the right of the image, and we'll learn how to do that in a later video. So this is just a text align. Say maybe if we wanted to label an image on its right side, or just have a short line of text explaining it on its right or the top or the bottom, that's where you would use vertical align. We should note that there are some other values you can use in here. I just did a super, there's sub, take a look here. Baseline is almost the same as bottom. It places the element on the baseline of the parent element. Bottom aligns it with the element align. That's one we've used. Text bottom, text top aligns the element with the top of the parent element's font. But generally top, middle, or bottom is the one we usually use with that.